Hey, it's studio time. The Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Send your band submissions to Nate at radio949colorado.com.
And welcome back to Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Nate Wild with you, and I have our guests joining me in the studio today. Got William, Bob, and Thomas from The Ugly Architect. Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in. Let's start off, if you would. Just give me a background on The Ugly Architect. Give me a little bio.
I'll give you the elevator pitch.
Perfect.
The Ugly Architect is a project that I started in 2015, really as a solo moniker. And it was me, and then I kind of had this rotating cast of people who came in on the first EP that I recorded and I released in June of 2015. And I toured on that for about 6 months, did both coasts, and I came back to Fort Collins kind of just to catch a breather and decided to stick around a little while. I met Thomas.
Hey there.
And then we put up a posting looking for a bassist, and we met Bob, who's quickly become the backbone of our band.
Cool. Was it a Craigslist post?
Yeah, I was in the Misconnections.
Tall, dark, and handsome. And
Yeah.
Hodie's half note.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to have you guys play a tune, if you'd be so gracious.
I suppose we could do that.
The first one I got here is The Hero Always Dies. Can you tell me a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so this is a new song. Right at the end of my tour, I stopped in Wyoming. My dad is a rancher, and he keeps a place in the middle of the state. It's in the middle of nowhere, and I essentially just kind of locked myself into a studio apartment for a month and lost my mind a little bit, and I wrote a tune, and Bob, I brought it to Bob when we started playing together, and he pulled a ukulele off the wall, which immediately had me suspicious, but he just killed it, and he really brought the song to a place that I'm really happy with it.
Nice. What's the title in reference to?
The title is a reference to a lyric within the song saying, if the film goes on for long enough, the hero always dies.
Okay.
And so I guess I'm just kind of talking about a protagonist, whoever that may be, that there is no real kind of happy ending to a story. And the song's, I guess, kind of about finding some consolation or trying to find some consolation in your life when you know that ultimately you're going to be worm food.
All right, cool. I can dig it.
We're super uplifting.
Yeah. We're very uplifting.
Nice. All right, once again, The Ugly Architect is joining me in the studio today. This is called The Hero Always Dies. Take it away.
2, 3, 4. Film over my window pane, there's a film over my eyes. And if the film goes on for long enough, the hero always dies. But ask anyone how they are feeling, they'll always say they're fine. I guess we learn to take it day by day till we cross that line. I suppose I'll call my mother, say it's pretty by the sea. And I'd write my friend a letter, were he still a friend to me. And it would read, I broke that knockoff watch to see the hours bleed. It's the illusion of control I crave, the ugly heart I feed. know I should be grateful for the thickness of my skin, the steady war drum heart. If it still beats, then did I win? It's all I ever do. I take my drugs, enjoy the view, give grace a break. Each cutthroat saint that tried to pull me through just left me blue. Catholic girls across the street wear dresses past their knees. They walk to class and smile every now and then at me. And I'm sure they know something I don't, but nothing comes for free. Promised milk and honey, yes, but first we'll have to bleed. I know I should be grateful for the thickness of my skin, the steady war drum heart. If it still beats, then did I win? It's all I ever do. I take my drugs, enjoy the view, give grace a break. Each cutthroat saint that tried to pull me through just left me. I should be grateful for the thickness of my skin, the steady war drum heart. If it still beats, then did I win? It's all I ever do. I take my drugs, enjoy the view, give grace a break. Each cutthroat saint that tried to pull me through just left me blue.
Yeah, The Ugly Architect, The Hero Always Dies, the title of that tune. It is Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Now tell me about the name. Okay, so you said, first of all, it was like a moniker for you, correct?
Yes.
So are you an architect, is my first question.
I'm not. That is usually the most common question I get, closely followed by,
Are you ugly?
Are you ugly? Why do you drink so much? The Ugly Architect, it's kind of like when somebody asks you about your tattoos, you know, like you never really want to give them the like real story, you know, about the girl that broke your heart. But here tonight, I'll say what the title actually is about.
Exclusivo. Here we go.
We'll get pretentious here.
Okay.
The Ugly Architect is the name because I liked the idea of somebody ugly, but really somebody who's done something ugly, still being able to make something that matters. You know, and so an architect, you know, someone who builds something. Where, you know, I've done some ugly things in my life, and now I'm trying to make something that matters with the music.
I love that. I was hoping for like a George Costanza story, because he always told everyone he's an architect, and it was a lie.
I know, but you should have spotted me with my skinny jeans and my black frame glasses and known it was going to be a lot more pretentious than that.
I dig it. I like it. All right, cool. Let's get into song number 2 now. Leaving California. Can you tell me a little bit about this tune?
I can, yeah. So this, when I first put together the EP, Leaving California was the tune that I was going to like market as a single. And so I collaborated with this awesome production company called Everglow Media, and we did a really cool music video. And of course, that wasn't the one that ended up getting popular.
Uh-huh.
But Leaving California is based on a true story of when I was in Los Angeles. I was going through there with a friend, and essentially a series of bad things happened that I, within the context of the song and still to this day, am adamantly trying to deny that it was my fault.
Okay.
And that's what Leaving California is about.
Wow.
It's just like trying to get out of there and trying to make it to Chicago.
Nice.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
Not a lot of nuance to that one.
All right, cool. Once again, got the Ugly Architect in here with me, William, Bob, and Thomas. This is called Leaving California. Take it away.
I don't mind the weather, but the water tastes like rust. All the goats been gutted, and there's no one here I trust. It's time to leave California. No men even do our names, and when we go broke, we could find another place to land. It ain't my fault. Not yet, it's not. Now let's quit your yelling. You know I can hear just fine. We had souls for selling, but we couldn't get a dime. For Chicago, where at least we got a fighting chance. It ain't my fault. Gave it all I got. I've never met an angel with a name on the walk of fame. And I never saw this coming till it all came back too late. It ain't my fault. I swear it's not. Once I thought the city would be a pretty place to die. It's time to leave California. No men even knew our names. When we go broke, we could find another place to blame. It's time to leave California. Not Hollywood romance. Make a break for Chicago, where at least we got fighting chances at my fault. I gave it all her.
All right, Leaving California, the title of that tune. It's the Ugly Architect in here with me in the studio. It is Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Once again, I'm Nate Wild. Now, I want to get some of your guys' influences as musicians. You know, obviously you have this this sound to you, but I've found it always doesn't work that way, that everyone's just a bluegrass guy, or everyone's just a rock guy or whatever. Let me start with Bob. Bob, tell me about you getting into music and your influences personally as a musician.
Well, the whole reason I started playing music was because of a dude named Fred Durst. I saw MTV Spring Break video when I was about 11 and just went crazy.
Is this a real story?
Oh, yeah. From then, I matured a lot.
That's awesome.
And developed better musical taste. But the one when we all met and hooked up, I said Modest Mouse, and all of us were just like, yes. That's definitely my biggest one. I named my kid Isaac.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Modest Mouse as my main influence, especially playing bass. From there, it really goes all over the place. I'm a vinyl collector, so I just grab stuff I don't know. I love jazz music above all else, really.
Cool. And Thomas, what about you, man?
Yeah, I actually started playing music when I was about 8 or 9. I started on the piano and did that for about a year and conned my piano teacher into thinking that I was learning how to read music when in fact I was learning sight and sound.
Okay.
And when my parents figured that out, they found this really cool older couple named Ken and Jeannie who taught a adapted Suzuki style on the violin, but they...
What is that? Hold on.
Suzuki, yeah, it's this method of teaching. It's usually more for classical violin,
Okay.
and they adapted it for sight and sound learning, so I still don't know how to read music. And yeah, they just taught me from playing a song in front of me, and I would just watch their fingers and listen to the tune and pick it up, and I started that when I was about 9, so it's been about 16 years now of just learning songs that way, and went through a guitar phase when I was in high school.
Yeah, we all do, right?
Yeah.
Some of them stick around, some
of them don't. Yeah, it was just too big and clunky for me.
Yeah.
By that time, I'd already realized that violin was my thing, and so I just kind of have been on a path of figuring out how to fit it into the kind of music that I enjoy. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Any like really obscure stuff that you play on the violin? Like you play any Lil Wayne or anything like that, or anything really weird that isn't Mozart or bluegrass or whatever?
I've messed around with some stuff. Mostly I play theme songs to movies.
Okay.
And I know the Game of Thrones
Yeah.
theme song is probably the nerdiest thing that I know how to play. But yeah, I've tried several different things. One time I did a Michael Jackson song. Yeah, that was probably my favorite one.
Nice. That's
that I
awesome.
tried to do on there. Yeah.
Cool.
But nothing too obscure. But, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And William, what about you, man?
I'm still sticking with Fred Durst on that one. The biggest influences for me, my earliest memory is hearing John Prine.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was just a gigantic John Prine fan, and he's still just my favorite artist. The kind of conversational songwriting, and really just the focus on lyrics is something that I was always really drawn to. But I grew up playing a little bit of everything. I grew up in hardcore bands, and I think that the big secret is that once I exhaust all these other musical and artistic endeavors, I'll have to admit to the world that my only true skill is as a rapper.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you spit some flows? If I give you a little beat, can you spit some flows?
It's not tonight. Not tonight.
Okay. Damn it.
Maybe next time.
Next time. All right. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to hold you to that.
You can take that one to the bank.
All right. Fantastic. Okay. Final tune of the get together, if you would. It's called Shut Down Cincinnati. Can you talk about this one a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So Shut Down Cincinnati, I wrote when I was driving through Cincinnati. It's a song that's really kind of based on experiences other places, but every now and then some people drink too much. I've read
Read reports, yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading all this stuff, and it's mortifying. But sometimes, when somebody drinks too much, in a place where they don't know anybody, and you have to like get a ride, then all of a sudden you become someone else's responsibility.
Yeah.
You become like somebody has to call you a cab or give you a ride home, and so this entire song is pretty much a conversation wherein I, the narrator, am that person who has had too much to drink, and someone's giving me a ride home, and I'm kind of slurring the lyrics to this song at them.
Isn't it funny how those situations produce such great art?
I've read that, yeah.
I'm a songwriter too. I'm a musician too, and there's a few of those that I probably wouldn't like want to divulge all the details of how I got the lyrics to that tune. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely.
And those are like my best songs.
Yeah, I know the late night at the truck stop ones.
Yeah, exactly. All right, very cool. Once again, I got the Ugly Architect, with me here, William Bob Thomas, and this is called "Shut Down Cincinnati." Take it away.
Cincinnati, I'm too drunk to drive, it's a long ways home. Take my keys, well hello stranger, pretty eyes, feels like knowing you long. Enough at least to shoot the breeze, tell me your middle name, I swear I'm only like this twice a day. This is my first time in the passenger seat that's busted down no car, and if I may ask you please to go the long way. I could be anything, I could be anyone. Could have been your lover if I hadn't been undone. Now I spend my hours pressing diamonds back to cold. Shut down Cincinnati, sell each mile that I stole. Spins 1,000 miles every hour. Look how far we've come since Eden's light. 40 million miles back, I almost had a lovely wife. A plum tree, I grew clumsy, dizzy, watching days becoming nights. I could be anything, I could be anyone. Could have been her husband if I hadn't been undone. Now I spend my hours pressing diamonds back to coal. Shut down Cincinnati, sell each mile that I stole. Y'all too drunk to drive, it's a long way home.
All right, shut down Cincinnati from the Ugly Architect. It is Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. I'm Nate Wild, and tell me a little bit more about how the three of you came together, if you would. Is there a story? There's got to be. Give me a story about this.
Yeah, I was bumming around downtown looking for something to do, and I was out just leaving the Surfside 7, and William comes by wearing this houndstooth gray hat that I'm wearing right now, and and I just complimented him on it and said I've been looking for one of those, and he stuck it on my head and was like, you know, it looks better on you, how about you keep that? And then he invited me to his show that night. He was playing at the Artery for, what was the event, William?
That was, I believe, a mental health awareness
That's right.
festival.
Yeah.
That I was playing that night.
Yeah, it was a good show. But yeah, after I heard him and just saw the amount of energy and just conviction that he had to his music, I kind of like really enjoyed his songwriting, just his presence, you know. And I was talking to him later that night. We were smoking cigarettes and doing that thing that you read about, William, that when people drink too much. And he invited me to jam out with him sometime on the violin. So
Nice.
that kind of started at least our thing.
A beautiful romance.
Yeah, a beautiful romance. We're living together now.
Yeah, we do live
We're
together
roommates.
now.
How long ago was that?
I'm not sure. I think it was
About 3 months ago.
three months, something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's impressive that you still have the hat and that you're wearing it tonight. These guys, you know, for those of you listening, you obviously can't see. They all have like killer hats, and I feel totally underdressed with my stupid hat, you know, my regular old ball cap. These guys are wearing great hats.
I'm the only one with an excuse. Both these guys have great heads of hair. My hairline has receded all the way back to the early 90s, so I gotta have a hat at all times. These two over here, you know, long flowing locks. You can't
Yeah.
see them, but it looks like this is Spinal Tap in here right now, everybody.
It's awesome. All right, what do you guys have coming up? What's next for the Ugly Architect?
Well, we have currently a NPR Tiny Desk concert
Okay.
that we filmed. It's up there. You can check out on YouTube.
The contest. It's a contest submission.
It is a contest
Yeah, yeah.
submission.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
should mention that. We also have a show coming up Friday at the Downtown Artery that we'll be playing at. You can check us out there. We're going to be recording here in the near future once we solidify everything. Give us a couple more weeks in this band. I mean, it's still kind of a new experience. But we're going pretty strong and pretty fast, really.
Fantastic, man. And yeah, be sure to, you know, keep listening to this radio station because I'll play your new stuff. You let me know when that new stuff comes out. It's going on this show. All right, so anyway.
I'm taking that to the bank with
Take it to the bank?
You take the me rapping, I'll take that.
It's a deal. It's a trade. All right, cool. Once again, the Ugly Architect, William Bob Thomas. I want to thank you guys so much for coming in, sharing your music, and sharing your stories.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very
in.
much.
Thank
Ian.
you very much.